kind of things about this is, seeing it with an audience. It's a film made for an audience. You hear them kind of laugh, you hear them shriek, you can kind of see them hide behind their hands. But afterwards, people coming out to me and saying like, that was just like my relationship. My wife told me not to come up and talk to you, but like, it's like you looked into our house and, people are having reactions. So, come see the movie and then go get couples therapy.
Con Gaby Cam y Javier Ibarreche.
En de estreno estamos con Michael Shanks, director de Together, Juntos hasta la muerte, una película de body horror que profundiza un poco más en las relaciones humanas, en las relaciones de pareja sobre todo. Michael, welcome to the estreno.
Hey, thank you.
I was telling you before, I love the film.
Thank you so much.
I have so many questions.
Please fire away.
So let's start. And after such an amazing career, privately in front of the camera, I want to ask you what specifically drew you to step into the director's chair for Together, and were there any particular aspects of the script, of the story, that made you feel this was the right project for your debut as a director?
Well, the story comes from really my real life, being in a relationship for sort of 16 years and having to kind of cross that threshold of committing to somebody so intensely and thinking like, wow, if I commit to this person, will I lose myself? Will I be able to still be an individual, or will the two of us just kind of become this one thing? And I saw it in my own relationship, and I saw it in the relationships of the people around me. And I thought, hey, that's kind of, I can understand how you could make that into a kind of a horror film about kind of bodies and how love transforms you. And that was just a story. I as soon as I had that, I thought, oh, I've got to write that, and then kind of wrote it out, and here we are.
And that's fantastic. And Michael, Together features that unique dynamic of a couple whose love is put to the test in the most unusual way, to say the least. And as we know, Dave and Allison both starred the film. They're married in real life. They're also producers for the film. And I'm curious to ask you, how did their existing personal intimacy and understanding of each other as a couple influence their performances, and in turn, your direction of them?
Well, I don't think we could have done this with any other actors. And certainly the fact that they were married added so much to the film requires so much intimacy, both like emotional intimacy and physical intimacy. And to have these actors who know each other so well because they're married, it just made my job easy. We put them through hell in this film. We torture them. We throw their bodies around. We slam them against walls. We cut them. And they were just so in it together. And also every day we would do it, we would shoot for a day, and then your lead actor and actress would go home and run their lines together. They were just so professional. And there's also situations in this film where physically we had to make them, joined, and they would had to have gone to the bathroom in front of each other because we just had no other options. You couldn't do that with a non-married couple, shall we say. So it was amazing.
That was amazing. And you also touch a really important point of the film. It's such a heavy driven action film. I want to ask you about the challenges of giving that to the actors and taking that to what we get to see on screen, because it looks so natural, but we can only imagine the job it takes to get there.
Yeah, it was very complicated, easily the most complicated thing I've ever been involved in. But when writing the film, I'm such a fan of films that they have an emotional core, they have the truth, but within their premise, they do the most with it. So I wanted to make sure that we had crazy, scary scenes and crazy kind of action beats. And, there's scenes in the film where you could just write it that the characters are talking to each other, but what if they were talking to each other whilst also magnetically being pulled to each other and driven down highways and that kind of a thing. So that was really exciting for me. And, credit to our incredible stunt team, our incredible practical and prosthetics team. It was, this is my first film, and just getting to go on set every day and see people wired up and drop down cave holes and puppets coming out and, fake blood squirting. It was a dream come true.
Living the dream.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
And I've stolen a lot of those puppets and have them in my house now. So it's just, that's why I did it, to get the puppets.
That is why you did it, of course. And I want to know, what does Together say about the difficulty, well, as I was saying, humans facing truly letting go, especially when they are deeply enmeshed with another person, as you were saying, and what personal reflections on that matter may have risen after this experience of making the film, having the idea of breathing and doing it?
Well, I think that there's a key line early in the film where one of the characters asks the other character, are we still together because we love each other or because we're used to each other? And that's something I've observed with other couples where, and some of whom have now broken up, where you see people that are together and they can't let each other go because they're so enmeshed. They've committed too much. Even though you kind of know this relationship isn't working, it's too scary to go out and be on your own. They just have to commit harder. So that's kind of one of the letting go elements of the film, but also in terms of letting go of your individuality if you want to commit further to somebody. When we meet Dave Franco's character of Tim, he has these kind of lofty ambitions of being a musician. He's kind of mid-30s, but he still thinks he's going to be like a rock star, and kind of learning that maybe those sort of dreams are the dreams of a teenager that you should maybe let go of, and actually the real dream might be kind of falling in love with a person that's kind of right in front of him.
Oh my God, that touches another level of the film. I love that. And what message of reflection do you hope audiences, particularly those in relationships, will take away from watching this couple's journey of rediscovering their connection amidst such unique circumstances?
Well, I guess I think the in my expert opinion, the kind of the best thing you can be with your partner is honest. And I guess it's a film about people that maybe, certainly at the beginning of the film, aren't kind of being honest with each other, that they're in it for the long term, or so they think, but they have stuff that they're holding back. And if they could just kind of get on the same page and speak the truth to one another, things might be okay. But because they kind of double down on their sort of flaws and their secrets, things get very not okay very quickly. I think, honesty will set us free.
The truth will set us free. But it's so hard to get there. We are human beings in this human experience.
Yeah.
And when we get in touch with art, together, like your film, you get crossing your own reflections. So thank you for bringing that for us in a body horror film.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I mean, one of the great kind of things about this is seeing it with an audience. It's a film made for an audience. You hear them kind of laugh, you hear them shriek, you can kind of see them hide behind their hands. But afterwards, people coming up to me and saying that was just like my relationship. My wife told me not to come up and talk to you, but it's like you looked into our house, and people are having reactions. So come see the movie and then go get couples therapy.
Definitely. Michael Changs, thank you so much.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Also, kudos for the music. The music in the film is superb.
Oh, thanks. A big shout out to Cornell Wilczek, who does the music in the film. Amazing job.
Excellent. Michael Changs con nosotros en de estreno. Vayan a ver Together juntos hasta la muerte y quedarán reflexionando sobre sus propias relaciones de pareja. Ya lo saben.
Con Gaby Cam y Javier Ibarreche.